So what exactly is the role of these various platforms which we're going to be focusing on in this course? Well, starting off with Facebook, in terms of its role, some of the key defining characteristics for Facebook is that it is great for reach and sharing. It has the biggest user base by far, which means that its reach is absolutely unparalleled. Because it also has the most user data, it means it has very advanced targeting from a paid media perspective. It's also fantastic for promoting events, creating a sense of community, customer service, so answering any FAQs, customer queries, or customer complaints. We all know that the first place where people turn is Facebook. We know that it is a fantastic platform to drive traffic to websites. It offers the most cost-effective paid media in terms of the cost per click, and it has the largest number of ad formats. In terms of its features, it has a very advanced news feed, which we will discuss is run by an algorithm. It also has really fun reactions, which have far surpassed what it launched with, which of course was just the like functionality. We also know that when Facebook bought Instagram, it brought on Facebook Stories, which is basically identical to Instagram Stories. We know that there's functionality to promote your events called Facebook Events. Facebook Messenger, of course, is the instant messaging part of Facebook. Facebook Live is the live streaming part. Facebook 360 is an incredible tool for broadcasters who are wanting to broadcast 360 footage. Facebook Insights is the analytics section of Facebook, and Facebook Blueprint is their training platform. So all really, really cool functionalities which make it easy to understand why Facebook really is the social media giant that it is. In terms of Instagram, its key role is in inspiration and discovery. We know the platform for a lot of lifestyle-based content, so opposed to product photography, it really is all about how and why you'd use the product as opposed to just the product itself. It conveys very strong aesthetics thanks to the filters that it enables, as well as the filters that people use with Instagram. So whether that be various third-party apps, it really is about these beautifully curated, beautifully edited photographs. Instagram is fantastic for communicating brand and company values, as well as soft selling. In terms of its features, we know Instagram is great for geotagging, so that's adding a location to your photograph so that people can find it easily, hashtagging for exactly the same reason, so that people can find that content very simply when they search for it. Instagram stories, which of course are the disappearing ad format. IGTV, this was launched earlier this year, and this is essentially a brand new format which we haven't seen on any of the other social media platforms, which allows influencers and brands and actually anyone who has the inclination to create an IG channel to broadcast video. Then we know that there's Instagram for business, which is a little bit different from our personal Instagram, and that we will run through in great detail in the Instagram masterclass, as well as Instagram Insights, which is exactly the same as Facebook Insights. It's a way in which you can see which content is performing best and which content potentially you can drop off your social media strategy. In terms of the role of Twitter, its role really is quite defined and quite distinctive within the landscape. It's all about opinion and engagement. It's easy to find like-minded people because people are incredibly opinionated and you're able to see quite quickly whether their interests align with yours. You can connect quite easily with influencers, and we also know it for high-frequency posting. So where other social media platforms, possibly you post 3 to 5 times a week, Twitter, we know that you can post 10 times a day without irritating anyone. So it's all about timeliness. And of course, for events, this is often the case that it's being live tweeted. In terms of social listening, Twitter has an imperative part to play here because its default privacy is set to public, which makes it quite different, for example, from Facebook. So if you're wanting to get the general sentiment around a product or topic, it's very easily searchable because all of the content that people are putting out there has been set as a default to public. As I mentioned earlier, it was intended as a microblogging platform, which means that one of its core roles is to give, for example, a quote to an article and then link out to a website with that full article on it. In terms of its features, it has 280 characters available for when you tweet, and that was formerly 140 characters. It also has cool poll functionality, which allows you to do large-scale market research, for example, ask your friends a question, make jokes via polls, emojis via polls. There's a bunch of different ways in which you can use that we'll be exploring. Hashtagging, of course, as I say, because the default setting is public, and then Twitter analytics to see which tweets are performing well and which are not. Moving on to the role of LinkedIn, we really know that this is the professional platform, so it is all about networking, so connecting with business owners, freelancers, and like-minded professionals. In terms of B2B marketing, it's fantastic because you're able to easily identify other people by job role and possibly sell them software or services that is relevant to their industry or their role, for example. We know that it's fantastic for recruitment and HR. It does really well from a product launch perspective, and also if you want to create leads for your business, LinkedIn can be a fantastic way in which to do that. In terms of its features, there are both company and career pages, and career pages are the paid-for version of company pages. So it typically depends how large a business is, whether they have a company page or a career page, and whether they're willing to part with their roundellas in order to make their business look as professional as possible. They not so long ago purchased lynda.com, which means that there's now a huge learning portal on LinkedIn called Learning on LinkedIn. From a personal perspective, people often use it to endorse their colleagues, write recommendations for people that they've worked with. There is LinkedIn Premium, which allows you to see exactly who's interested in your profile, which of course is of great interest to, for example, job seekers. And then, of course, the jobs portal.